This is a tutorial on how to crochet a bralette cup. So your starting chain, you're going to want that to be pretty tight because you're going to be working into both sides of the chain. So I'm going to be working with this yarn, but to demonstrate how to work into both sides, I'm going to use a chunkier yarn because most tutorials will tell you to crochet into that back bump, right? So you've got the sides of the chain, and then a lot of tutorials will say to crochet under that back bump, which is good for most projects. For this one in particular, what I like to do is going down this side, I crochet under that, the loop on that side of the chain. So just say you do single crochet under that one side of the chain. And then when you get to the end, I'll demonstrate this properly in a second. When you go back down the other side, you're going to go under the opposite side of the chain, the opposite loop. So you're not going to go under that back bump at all. Now your chain will be a lot tighter than mine is right now, but see that opposite side of the loop, and you crochet under that. And what that does is it prevents there from being holes in the center. Now obviously there's holes in the center of this because it's a chunkier yarn, but if you look at this, there isn't. And I did the same thing there. So you're going to want to do tight chains, but the trick to this one is actually avoiding the back bump altogether. So I've got 20 chains here plus a turning chain. You're going to want the length of your foundation chain to be from your underbust to your nipple. So under just that back loop or the side loop, I'm going to, now I'm using a 3mm hook, so I'm going to use double crochets. So I like to start with a stacked single crochet, but you can do a chain 3. That counts as a double crochet. So you're going to double crochet in each chain across under just the side loop on the side that you are crocheting. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so now I have 19 double crochet, and in this last chain I'm going to put 2 double crochet, now depending on your yarn and hook size you can use any stitch you like, but if you do want this to be opaque and you're using a thicker yarn or a bigger hook, I'd probably use like a half double crochet instead of a double crochet. So then after the 2 double crochet, chain 2, and into that same chain you're going to put 2 more double crochet. Okay, now we're going to work back down the other side. So there will be -1 basically of what is left on the row. So for me there will be 19 more stitches, and so you're going to be mindful to not work. So say if I pushed right through the center of here, right, that's going to create, I don't know if you can see it, but it creates a little bit of a hole, whereas working just under the chain loop that's on that side, when it stretches out, you'll see. It looks like more of a hole right now, but it actually has better coverage once you do it along all of them. So just under that loop that's on that side. The back bump acts like the center kind of like spine that covers the gap, if that makes sense. So you'll crochet down to the end of the chain. Okay, so when you get to the end of your chain, you'll stop, chain one, and turn your work. Now you probably, it would be a good idea to put a, what's it called? Stitch marker in the chain two space. I feel like I'm gonna remember it, so like I'm gonna visually see it, but it is a good idea to put a stitch marker there. So then you'll start your next row. So I made a foundation chain of 20 plus a turning chain. So I had 19 double crochet, and then the peak, which was 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, which means before I get to the peak this time, I'm going to have 21 double crochet, and then I will get to the peak. So I'm going to place a double crochet in the first stitch, and in each stitch up until I get to the peak. So I'll meet you there. Okay, so I'm at my peak now. I've crocheted until the chain 2 space, and now in that chain 2 space I'm going to put 2 double crochet, and then chain 2 and put 2 more double crochet. Okay, and then I'm going to crochet down the rest of these stitches, so that will be 21. Okay, so you can see it's starting to take shape, and all you're going to do is repeat that last row that I did, or the last like half round thing that I did. So you'll double crochet up until the chain 2 space, and then put 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in the chain 2 space, and then crochet down the other side. Stop, turn, and work back the other way until it gets big enough to cover your bust. Now this is like fairly biggish, but remember also, if you're going to do edging, you don't have to account for the full size. Like if you're going to do a decorative edge, it doesn't have to be this big. But also I am an E cup, so that is why it's that big. I'm planning on doing a decorative edge as well. But the reason these cups are so cool is that you can, you know, wear it like that. You can put it sideways. You can even do it, if you were to attach them in the middle, you can do it this way. Like there's so many different styles that you can do with this, and it's just such good support for your bust. And it definitely does not have to be like it doesn't have to be like a bikini top. This can be part of a full coverage top. It is just really good support if you do the busts with these cups. Anyway, have fun with your crochet projects.